We're going to go ahead and start. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here for the Technology Meet Summit for Families. We're going to go over resources about the digital world, how to access it, and how you, as parents and leaders of the community, can advocate for digital access in your communities and for your families. So now we're going to we're going to hear about the president, Rose McAuliffe. Thank you very much, Leslie. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here with you today in the Technology Summit for Families and to give you the welcome to each and every one of you to this very important event. Rosalena McAuliffe as direct director of PK and the Stanislaus in California. I'm very proud to be able to support these efforts that support families and education and digital access. I want to take a moment to thank every one of the families that are here with us today. Your commitment to look for wisdom about the technology in this technological era is key, and it will make a great difference in the way that your children get connected and grow, and in school and in the world in general, and you as well. Stanislaus University, we're witnesses of how the technology molds the future of education and the professional opportunities for our students. Having access to reliable internet and digital resources is not a privilege anymore. It's a necessity for the students of all ages, whether it be going to college, doing homework, participating in the remote learning. Digital access is fundamental for access. And events like these are of super big importance because they help families acquire the knowledge and the confidence that is necessary and needed to navigate the digital world alongside their kids. Frequently, when we think about education, we think about books, classrooms, and teachers. But nowadays, education is also relies on technology tools and energy and internet. And sometimes it can be a challenge, but together we can solve that. To all the parents and caregivers that are here today, I invite you to do everything possible to be lifelong learners, especially in topics about technology that keep changing and advancing every single day. You don't have to be an expert in technology to support your children's education. What's important is your availability to educate yourself, ask questions, and look for those resources. And the technology sometimes can be frustrating, and I understand you. I also keep looking for that knowledge, technology knowledge every day, and learning is a lifelong journey. And so the way we train our kids is the way we should train ourselves with the knowledge necessary to guide us in this digital world. With that in mind, it is an honor for me to present someone who has a fundamental role in this work be possible. Mr. Derek Parker, he is a director of operations at Pique, and he has been a great force for families to support along the education and technology. His passion for the digital world and his commitment to the families are really admirable. And I leave it to Derek Parker. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here today at the Family Tech Summit. First and foremost, I wanted to extend a huge thank you to Rose McAuliffe, our board chair. She is the Chief Financial Officer and Vice President for the Business and Finance at the California State University Stanislaus. Thank you for her leadership and her unwavering support for PK and the work that we do. Thank you. A heartfelt thank you to our funders and sponsors and partners who made this event possible. Our funders and sponsors are Comcast, T-Mobile, and the California Statewide Family Engagement, what we call SFEC. Thank you. Our partners and presenters, Digital Nest, Everyone On, and the California SFEC. These organizations have demonstrated a true commitment to bridging the digital divide and ensuring that all families, especially our immigrant and underserved communities, have access to technology, resources, and opportunities. Technology is constantly evolving, and while it offers incredible opportunities, not all families have the same access. The digital divide is real. Many of our families still lack internet access, devices, and digital literacy skills, making it harder for their children to succeed in school and for parents to stay informed and connected. To the families that are joining today, I want to say thank you for taking the time to join us. Your presence today is a testament to your dedication to your children's future. By learning how to navigate technology, you are empowering your family and creating more opportunities for your children's education and success. My wife, Danielle, and I have three children, Anna, who's 22, Jacob, who's 20, and Catherine, who is 17. Raising them has been an ever-evolving journey, especially with the rapid advancements in technology. I still remember when Anna first brought home an iPad from school, and I struggled to understand how she was expected to complete all of her homework on it. One day she asked for help with her math homework, and I instinctively asked for her textbook. She handed me her iPad instead. Technology has profoundly impacted the education by providing greater access to information, improving communication with teachers, and enabling remote learning when necessary. It has been fascinating to watch them adapt and thrive in this digital world and see how it shaped their learning experiences in ways I never imagined when I was growing up. However, keeping up with these advancements has been difficult for me as a parent. The pace in which technology evolves feels overwhelming, and I'm constantly trying to stay informed at the latest tools and platforms they use. While I'm proud of how my children have embraced these changes, it's a challenge to fully understand the tools that interact with and how to best support them in a digital age that moves faster than I can keep up. I wish I had PK and the family tech support to support me when I was starting out as a parent. We are all involved in this together. It is now my pleasure to introduce Albert Lay. Albert is the manager of external affairs at Comcast. Albert plays a key role in Comcast's efforts to expand digital access and opportunity, working to bridge the digital divide by supporting initiatives that provide affordable internet technology resources and digital skills training for communities in need. His work focuses on ensuring that more families have the connectivity and tools necessary to fully participate in today's digital world. Thank you to Albert and Comcast for supporting PK's work and sponsoring today's events. Please join me in welcoming Albert Lay.
All right, thank you, Derek, and thank you for the introduction. As you can imagine, a lot of this work isn't done alone, and it can't be done alone. So thank you, PK, for being partners and the work you do to help parents and families stay connected in our increasing digital world. My work at Comcast is part of a larger commitment by the company to continuing creating digital access and opportunities for all, specifically through the power of our internet. Whether that's through Xfinity or Xfinity Mobile in our personal life or Comcast Business in our work life. This commitment also includes affordable connectivity through Internet Essentials. It's a program for families that qualify to have affordable internet at home. It's been around since 2011 as well. My work also includes making the most of our resources and contributing to community organizations like PK and Digital Nest, who you hear from later on, that are doing the daily hard work to help bridge the divide between people and our increasingly digital world. Thank you to PK for the work you do, And thank you to all those who are here today to take the time to invest in yourselves in this lifelong learning journey. Whether when you invest in yourself, your community can also benefit from your learning as well. Have a good summit, have a good learning experience, and I'll hand things back over to Leslie with PK.
Thank you very much, Albert, and the Comcast team for supporting our summit and our families and connecting to the digital world. So now that we've heard that welcome from Rose, Derek, and Albert, we will start with the program. We I want to present our collaborator, which is an organization that is dedicated to connect the communities. I'm sorry, of low income to the internet and to technology. Uh, we have Paulina Chavez today from the team, um, who will talk about the inequities about digital access. Welcome, everyone. Let me share my screen. I'm so sorry about that error on my behalf, but let me tell you a little bit about our organization. Everyone On is a nonprofit that helps uh, to get rid of social opportunities or open social opportunities and economic opportunities, connecting families and communities, underserved communities with services of internet and accessible computers and giving training for it as well. We have been working since 2012 and we've helped connect more than 2 million people in all the country to the internet. We have given out more than 10,000 devices, and in these past 5 years, we have helped more than 6,000 people have or participate in our digital trainings. And they told us that we will talk a little bit about the digital divide and the digital inequity. Right now, there's a lot of people that have that think they have universal access, but that's not the reality for a lot of people in California and the whole nation and their local communities. And so I wanted to give a little bit of more statistics about why this is going on. First, the cost of the internet is a big problem for many problems. 56% of homes that have low income don't have or worry about how they will be able to pay for their internet bill. Um, And that's not the only challenge. We also have, like a lot of people have been mentioning at the beginning, uh, the technology keeps evolving because it keeps changing every day. And so there's always new technology. Uh, and that makes everyone think that it's starting in the same place, but that's not the case. 55% of the people, adults don't trust their ability to access their services, for the government, social websites, things like that. And unfortunately, uh, and that's a problem because a lot of everything is online now, uh, and everything requires a digital connection. And about thinking about all the works, like for example, my family is from Bakersfield, my dad works in the fields. You wouldn't think you need digital access or connections to do field work, right? That type of work. But many different types of work are already integrating the technology. And it's important to know how, for example, it's not her fault. And it's just telling them that, it's already here. And so this just keeps changing and maintaining being updated about the technology and being informed. We also know that this is a problem for kids when they're considering their education. For example, during the pandemic, we all had that same experience where we couldn't go in person, or when they couldn't go in person, and it was affecting all the kids, all the students. For example, 43 of the kids from 13 to 17 years old, they were facing at least one challenge related to the digital breach or divide, having to connect on a cell phone, for example, or having to go to a public place to be able to do the homework online. And unfortunately, there's a lot of statistics that I can't show you guys today. But another one that I do want to elevate is that unfortunately, there have been reports that the digital discrimination is also a big problem. It's not just this day in all the country, but for example, there's a report that the majority of major cities, the very most poor neighborhoods, they offer them much more frequently bad internet plans. And so the majority of people had low income. Unfortunately, they would find that they were paying a lot more than other neighborhoods when that wasn't the case. And so unfortunately, the digital breach and digital inequities continue, even though there are a lot of efforts to close this divide. But that's what I wanted to share a little bit more with you. For example, everyone on as an organization, we have a tool where we can localize offers. This is a free resource that everyone can access on our website. You can go to our website, everyoneon.org, where you can find offers of low cost internet available in your neighborhood. It's three simple steps, very easy. You just put in your zip code, select the requirements for eligibility. For example, if your household receives food stamp, SNAP, Medi-Cal, for example, you select that. That's someone in the home. We don't ask for information. We don't ask you to tell us, but just to check that little box indicating that someone is receiving that benefit in the household. And our tool will give you the information about the offers that are available. For example, if you're at the north of the state, at the Bay Area, for example, there's going to be Comcast offers. If you're more towards the south, there'll be offers about Charter Spectrum, AT&T, and in the Valley, Central Valley, AT&T is majorly the biggest provider available. And so I do want to mention as well that our tool doesn't have all the offers that will always be available. And the reason is because we maintain our offers that are at low cost. And so it's specifically like $30 or less for a broadband internet. And so in our on our zip code, if you don't see an offer from Verizon or any other, it's not that's not available. It's just that that's not available on our website because possibly the cost is more than $30. And so our tool is very good to be able to know the resources of low cost internet, uh, for low cost. And we are also in a very interesting moment. These efforts to close a digital divide. Unfortunately, there was a lot of federal money that was coming or starting to the state all over the country to give better access to all the people. But right now, we don't know if that money will be able to be given after all as it was planned. But right now, there are plans of low cost plans, and if you have the opportunity to sign up for that. But many of these offers, thanks to uh, they don't require a lot of information. They almost always don't ask any residency questions. They don't ask for social security. We know that many of our community don't have or don't want to share that information, and they shouldn't be asking you for that information.
I also wanted to go ahead and share with all of you there is a new benefit that the federal government has put last year, which is tax for broadband internet. If you go to the store to buy your food, for example, in a cereal box, on the side of it, that it'll have a tag that tells you all the nutritional facts. This is something very similar to all of that, where that tech has all that information about that internet plan, and they are designed to be able to provide the consumer information that is clear, concise, and easy to understand about the different costs of that plan. And then you can see, like, for example, in this plan, they're offering me X amount of data per month at $50. And then in this plan, they're offering me double the amount of data, but it's a little bit cheaper. So that way you can go ahead and compare in an easier way than before. And this is something that's going to be available and is going to be required of all offers of internet, whether they're low cost or not. And I go ahead and let you know this specifically so you could look through it whenever you are looking for that internet at a low cost. Look for these tags so that that way you can really inform yourself on what you're signing up for. And I also wanted to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about some two programs, one that's federal and one state, that can help you go ahead and pay for your internet. Lifeline, which is a federal program that provides uh, a grant of $9.25 to the cost of your cell phone, internet, or combined services. It's a little bit complicated to register. However, it is available. You have to ask for your internet, or you have to ask your internet provider. So if you don't have one, you have to register, but then you have to ask your provider and let them know, hey, I would like to subscribe to Lifeline. Can you give me an application? And then they're going to go ahead and take your information to a national person who's going to verify it. And then that way you can qualify. In order to do that, you need to be receiving SNAP, Medi-Cal, or a federal income or some type of pension for veterans or benefit for those who are survivors. Now, unfortunately, as I said, it is a little bit complicated because you have to ask your provider to submit that information for you. However, it is something that is available in case you need some help in paying your bills. There's also another program that is very similar within California Lifeline. And also, same thing, it also provides a grant of $19. However, it is not in internet. At the moment, it is on phone. So if you have a cell phone or you have a home phone line, this is also a program that could possibly you could possibly keep in mind. There's two ways to qualify. One of them is based on their programs. Once again, providing or being a beneficiary of Medi-Cal or SNAP. It's all, or also by income. There's a lot of information to cover at the moment, but it is in my presentation. I'm going to go ahead and share that presentation with Pique. That way, everybody who is registered can receive it. Lastly, I do want to let you know that there is a lot of information on low cost internet. I know that a lot of people maybe don't know how to start, what to ask, or how to consider all these different objects that there are. A lot of organizations such as ours, everyone on, we have a direct support line to internet. So if you go ahead and write down that number or that email, you can go ahead and call us. And with the support of human IT, they have someone who will be there that is bilingual in Spanish and English and can help you understand what different offers are available. And if you need help, then they can go ahead and help you step by step so that that way you can subscribe to these different offers. It's available throughout all of California. And wherever you are, you can go ahead and call and ask for help with them. And finally, I also wanted to share a little bit about all the other resources. We have a focus here in California specifically, and one of the other programs that we have is called our Digital Connections, which is a program that helps adults gain fundamental digital skills. And we've been able to give a lot of classes with Beacon in different parts of the state. And right now, we're in Los Angeles County, Kern County, Fresno County, San Mateo, and Alameda County. So if you live in any of those counties, then you can go ahead and ask your contact at Beacon to work with us so that that way we can go ahead and run another one of these classes throughout or through those programs. Those who complete 8 hours of, or who take those classes and assist to them for about 8 hours, we give them a computer so that that way they can stay home with them. And that's something that has been a very well received program throughout the whole country, but specifically here in California, where there's a big need for these kind of resources because the class is in Spanish. If that is the language in which you feel most comfortable, or English, or we also have the capacity to explore and give those trainings in other languages. For example, if there's an indigenous language in which you feel more comfortable, then we can explore how to provide that instruction for you in the language that you prefer so that that way you could really understand the different information that we are providing. We also have complementary study plans such as different topics like AI, mobile banking, essential elements for work, how to create a resume, an email. And so if you have any type of interest in this, please let us know. This is everything that I would like to say. I would love to say more, but there's not enough time. So if you have any other questions, here is my email. Go ahead and contact your PK office, and we'd love to be able to give you all the information so that we can close that digital gap. Thank you so much, Paulina Chavez, and the whole team at Everyone On for that information on bridging the digital divide and the different resources. A reminder that this information will be shared with all of you at the end of this program. So do not worry if you need some information, email, whatever it is, you'll go ahead and receive it. We're going to take a moment to once again explain how to access interpretation. We're seeing that a couple of people are having some issues. So a moment if our interpreters can go ahead and give that explanation again. Are the interpreters here with us? If anybody's listening on the English channel, this is the interpreter. Can you please let her know that we cannot give instructions since we are in the
They
interpretation
cannot
channel?
give instructions now that they're inside the interpretation feature.
We can if you turn it off. Very good. So then I'll go ahead and support. If you are using a computer, you'll look for like a globe-like icon at the bottom of your screen. You'll go ahead and select it, and then it'll give you the option to select English or Spanish. Remember to not mute the original audio. If you mute the original audio, you will not be able to hear. If, for example, you hear Spanish, you won't hear when I speak Spanish because I'm speaking primarily in Spanish. For all those who are presenting, another reminder, please select the language that you are speaking in, because if you don't, then the participants won't be able to hear you. Alrighty, now that we've taken a couple of moments, if you have any problems, if you use the chat function, we can go ahead and help you directly. You can also message me directly using the send to function in the chat. Yes, thank you so much, Nico. Alrighty, continuing on with our program. Now that we have recognized the different inequities that exist in using technology and in the digital world, we're going to talk a little bit about how these inequities affect ourselves, our kids, our communities, but we're also going to learn a little bit about how you can all get involved as leaders and members of the community. And we're going to go ahead and hear from 4 of our parent leaders. These parent leaders are from the community, and they have dedicated their time in our programs to be able to learn how to be a leader and how to advocate for changes within their community. I'm going to go ahead and present our facilitators for this conversation: Adolfo Lopez, Janet Nunez Pineda, Director of State Center Participation or Family Participation at FCBC, and Christian Hernandez, also part of FCBC, that is going to talk a little bit more, or they're going to facilitate the conversation that is next. Yes, hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Adolfo Lopez. As we've mentioned, we do have a very special conversation for all of you. But as always in PK, we'd like to go ahead and guide ourselves with our parents. And we have a couple of parents here who have done such a great job in their communities, and they want to go ahead and share their experience specifically because of the inequities that they face with the digital divide. And they want to go ahead and mention that every parent has that voice, and that is what we talk about here, and because that parent voice is super important in any space or change. And so they are an example, but not just them, but also you being here taking these classes with Pique. So I'm going to go ahead and let each one of those parents present themselves. That way they can know a little bit more about where they're from, how many kids they have, and a little bit more about themselves. Julia? Yes, hello. Good afternoon. My name is Julia Sosa. I am a parent leader at a national level. I represent Pique in national organizations, and I work supporting the community. And through my experience that I've had as well, it's something that has really made it easier to be able to help and take our voice to federal levels where they have to support us. Thank you. Thank you, Julia. Then we have Eulalia. Would you like to present yourself as well? Good morning. Can you hear me? Yes. Hi, good morning. My name is Eulalia. I am a PK recruiter, and I have been helping different people learn how to get involved in specifically with their children and their studies. At the beginning, it was something that was very difficult for me, but little by little, I have been able to learn how to use my experience that I have on, like, with cell phones, computers, and the ability that I have to be able to manage them. At the beginning, it was super difficult for me. But now, little by little, I am learning. And I'm so sorry that I didn't say my name, but it's Eulalia, and I have 4 kids. I have 3 daughters and 1 son. The oldest one is in college, and she is studying business. I have another one that is in 12th grade. Then I have another one that is in 8th grade. And I have been supporting with parents, helping them with how to, like, for example, in these very difficult times that we are facing, I'd love to really encourage them so that they can learn how they can help themselves, especially now that we're learning like how to get into Zoom and all of that. It definitely has been very beautiful to be able to learn all about this. Thank you, Lalia. Armanda, could we hear from you? Maybe we could try and see if we could hear you. Hi, thank you so much. Can you hear me now? Yes. Oh, great. Hi, Armanda Ruiz Los Baños. I have 4 kids. 3 of them are in college. They're going to finish this year. They actually graduate. I am in Pique as a parent ambassador because education is very important, specifically their education. Overall, we're advocating for nutrition in schools. We have a campaign that has been going for 5 years. A lot of different parents from the community of Los Baños are in it, and we continue fighting. Thank you so much. And I think we're missing Jorge. Jorge, if you're here, could you go ahead and present yourself? Yes, I'm right here. Would you like to present yourself and let us know how much kids you have? And I, my name is Jorge. I have 3 kids. One that is 33 years old, one that's 19, and one that is 10 years old. The 33-year-old was studying to be a nurse, but he stopped studying that. Then he studied to be an accountant, something that he did receive his diploma in. However, he doesn't have experience, and so they don't give him the opportunity. The one that's 19 left or is out of high school, he doesn't want to continue his studies. He actually wants to go into forestry. And my daughter, that is 10 years old, she's the one that I am supporting in her studies at school. Questions that I have on the internet or using the computer, then I go ahead and ask my eldest son. Thank you so much, Jorge. We're going to go ahead and get started with our questions. Adolfo? Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Christian. The first question that we have is for Armanda. Armanda, if you could please explain to us a little bit about the experience that you have seen from your kids using technology. Yes, of course. Thank you. My daughter, Priscilla, apart from the fact that she is in special education, knows how to use technology very well. From the beginning, she started to use an iPad in her speech pathology class. She then continued with a Chromebook. She has a photographic memory and she really memorized all the different keys that she has to push to enter into a program. She knows how to use her phone, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, her um her earphones, the microwave, stereo in the car, and etc. In school, she uses Magic Math Facts and Google Classroom. She also takes classes on Zoom that is for speech pathology. I see that she really likes to listen to music. She relaxes herself and she also distracts herself with the Pandora app where she puts on headphones. She loves applications that she uses to color, to sing, and obviously social media, everything that's related to Pikachu as well. She does not understand the dangers of joining certain chats online because she doesn't really understand uh certain humors. And I, I check her cell phone and see what's inappropriate and I delete whatever I feel is inappropriate for her. Unfortunately, the challenge that we're facing is in this area, internet is too good, specifically because when the weather changes, if there's a lot of wind, it disconnects. So then we have that big challenge. Thank you. Thank you so much, Armanda. And our next question is for Eulalia. What experience do you have with technology and how do you feel when you use it? You must take off the perfect. How do I feel when I use it? Well, as I mentioned in the beginning, it was something that was very difficult for me. When we started the pandemic and everything, it was when they called me and they told me about Zoom. It was something that I thought was super difficult for me. I was like, what was I going to do? What am I going to do to learn all of this? And so I told my eldest daughter, I told her, can you please help me so that that way I can go on Zoom with Pique? And then she said, yes, mom, I can. I'm going to do it. But at the beginning, she couldn't do it. And then I had to go to the school principal. And then the principal was the one who actually helped me to download the Zoom app because a lot of parents were going through the same struggle. It's very difficult for them to use it, and a lot of them don't know how. And when they have eldest sons or daughters, it's a little bit easier for them to help them. But when they're younger, there's some that still don't know how. And that's when I started to use Zoom a little bit more. And now, little by little, I am learning every day. And everything, and if some parents need it, they need to go ask for help. They can't just stay with that thought of, oh, what am I going to do, or I'll just won't do anything. But that's not the right mentality. They should ask. In schools, there's a lot of people that can help us, such as the teachers, um and they're also there to help us if we don't understand something. And that's the only thing that we can do to continue to learn, because like for example, specifically in the time that we're in, everything continues to change, and that has been my experience of continuing to learn. Thank you, Eulalia. Thank you so much. And our next question is for Julia. Julia, you came in as an ambassador or as a parent in the community. So, what are the different obstacles that you have seen in the topic of digital access for the community? What can you share with us? Thank you so much, Adolfo. Well, I love to speak. It's my community and me and my community. The problems, mainly, let's talk about the economic side of things. Let's be very clear. Economic. If we don't have enough money to buy a computer, then every family doesn't have a computer at home. And at school as well. If they don't have a program or somewhere that gives access to the parents so that they can go in and take classes, then how can we bridge that digital divide that we were talking about? Well, we can't. We can't communicate and we don't have a way to learn either. And presently, digital technology is something that is very necessary. It's no longer a luxury. Our communities need it, our families need it, our kids need it. They need access. They need it to be easier for them to access it so that they can continue increasing those abilities. We can increase those abilities because talent, we do have talent. And so if we have those resources and we receive all those access and all the different devices necessary for our families that they should have in our homes, I believe that we can then bridge that digital divide that we've been talking about. That's the divide that I have seen, the economy as well. If the family doesn't have enough money to buy a computer, then how are they going to teach their children to use technology? Nowadays, kids that are 3 years old, they get to pre-K, TK, and they're already using a Chromebook. If a child doesn't have that ability at home to start to practice, then how are they going to get to a school and start to have access to a device that they don't even have any idea on how to use it? Sometimes I feel a bit guilty because I have three grandsons, one that's 10, one that's 7, and one that's 3. The eldest, I would give him my phone. I would say, here, go in and start poking around. And if you call someone, well, too bad. That's what happens when we give him the phone. And he started learning. When the pandemic started, he by himself would go into his class in kinder or first grade where he was when the pandemic started. He would get up, get onto Zoom, and he didn't need help from grandma or mom. And so that was something that I thought was wow, super good, extraordinary, something amazing. Because a child 6 years old that is going in there by himself, that means at a very young age, he started to use a device. Now, I'm not going to say go ahead and give that device for your child just to entertain himself. No, give it to him in a form that he's going to keep learning. It's going to continue to guide him and limit your time. My youngest one, that is 3 years old, she pokes around and she goes into where she shouldn't go into, and I'm there with her. But I'm positive that when she goes to school, she's going to get a Chromebook and she's going to be completely prepared to get started. But that's not the case in all families. That's not the case in all our community. So what do we have to do? We need to increase. We need to give more support. I see that we have a couple of plans where they would tell us the plan that they help with $9. $9. Okay, I'm gonna ask, can we please increase that number? Because $9 really isn't enough to be able to get a plan where we get enough data, where the Wi-Fi can run as fast as it should, and our 2 and 3 kids that we have at home can have access to it without any problem if they have any classes online. So let's increase that. We need that. Our communities that are of low income need that support from those people that have, I don't know, more access or more opportunity to be able to help us. That's what I could say in this moment. Thank you. Thank you, Julia. And our last question, and because our time is running up, but Jorge, if you could please let us know what education opportunities, specifically in the digital realm, would you like to have to be able to support your kids? Well, the opportunities, once again, everyone, good morning. My name is Jorge Martinez. I would like to learn how to use the computer a bit more. Also, as the compañera has just mentioned, access to internet. It's sometimes that, or there's times where sometimes you go and you try to open the internet, it's $70, $80. Supposedly they give you offers, but then the offers cut off and then it's $100. There's no way to be able to pay that and pay for a computer for your children. That's something or an obstacle that's very much in front. T-Mobile, same thing. Supposedly they're offering the $50 that you can take internet home, and it's something that's wireless. You can take it wherever, but then wherever there is no signal, then you can't do homework. And there in the county where I live, that small little place where I live, sometimes the internet doesn't reach. And the fact that it's not wired, it's something that we've been struggling with. There's also parents that I tell them, or I give them a small tip: go into Google Meet or Zoom, or for the kids and their Chromebooks, or go ahead and look at their grades. We have Aries where you can see their classes and their absences, everything that they have. They, when they get their Chromebook, they also use ABC Mouse and Zoom, and that way you can continue to help and continue to make sure that they can continue to grow in whatever they need. Thank you. Thank you, Jorge. This now concludes our panel. Janet, would you like to say something to go ahead and close off this panel? Yes, of course. More than anything, just to go ahead and say thank you to all of our parents who supported us in this session. We are super grateful for your time, your knowledge, and just everything that you shared. I'm positive that it was just of so much help and support to be able to hear all the 260 people that are here, including myself. So once again, thank you so much, and please let us know in whatever digital platform you're in to be able to go ahead and give an applause to any of these panelists. Thank you so much.
And we'll hand it back to Leslie. Thank you. Yes, thank you to all our leader parents and PK for facilitating this conversation. Remember that you, as members of the community, if you also want to farm and be a part of family leaders, please unite with PK. We want to support you and all your community problems that you want to advocate for. So continuing on with the program, we present Digital Nest. It's an organization that teaches everyone about technology access that's accessible to the teens in order to create equality and economic equality. So we have Digital Nest from Modesto. We have Monica here. Yes, thank you, Leslie. Good morning, almost good afternoon now. And my name is Monica with Digital Nest. It's a privilege to be here with all of you today. And I want to encourage all the champions here today, the parents, they're champions in their own communities. Thank you very much. They have a lot of energy. They give a lot of energy and sacrifice. And that's why we're here with Digital Nest. I'm going to share the presentation here today. Just a few seconds. Thank you again for being here today to present what we do in our communities through Digital Nest. I'm going to start. We're here on behalf of Jacob Martinez, our founder, who founded Digital Nest in Watsonville here in California. And he started it 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago now, in 2014. And he saw that during many years, our communities were excluded from economic advances and opportunities that other towns and cities in California were having. And so we were decided to give our students the best opportunities available to be able to use their talents, knowledge, and interests, and to be able to connect all their interests and knowledge and to possibly a career in something with technology, because we already know that technology is going to be in everything, in all the industries in the future. And that's why he established Digital Nest, which is a vibrant center of technology. And like Leslie mentioned, of empowerment that gives our young ones the abilities that they need to be able to be successful in this workforce. And so through Digitalness, we're creating a network and opportunities that elevates our whole community. And like I mentioned, we're celebrating our 10 years, and we're in 5 communities. Initially, Digital Nest started in Watsonville. It expanded to Salinas, Gilroy, and then after 9 years, they decided to expand to the Central Valley. They started with Modesto, and we just opened the Stockton Center about a month ago in January. And so we are celebrating our fifth center here in our communities, where we are serving families that work in the agriculture and the fields, and where there's not as much access in learning about technology. And as you can see, we are at a distance where Silicon Valley is near the center of technology and also San Francisco. So we want to create those opportunities in our communities where there haven't been in a really long time. And who am I? And what woke up my interest in working for Nest, Digital Nest? And I am a person that I was raised here in Modesto from immigrant parents from the country of Venezuela. I was also born in Venezuela, and when I started school, I was going through like learning English, and without that was difficult for me. And then after that, I went into high school, and when they would ask, "What is it that you're gonna do? What career do you want to pick?" And I didn't know. My guide were my parents, who told me, "You have to go to college, you have to work, you have to continue on," but no one showed me how to. And so now we're here in Digital Nest to help the young ones and to also support the parents and help the young ones learn what are their interests. For example, when I was in college, I chose a business career, a business administration, because my dad was a business owner. And the expectation was that I would do the same and continue on that business, my dad's business. But I realized that that wasn't my interest, that wasn't what I wanted to do as a career. So now, with what we do with Digital Nest, we open the eyes of the young ones to the opportunities, for the reason being that all the parents came here to this country to open up more opportunities for them to choose from, so they can choose a career where they want to develop themselves and be able to have the experience where they could have more opportunities and something where they could grow economically. And because if they grow economically, then so does the rest of the family. So what is Digital Nest? Digital Nest is a place where we create opportunities, and we do it to help the young ones. We help them. We have that center for the ones that are 14 to 24 years of age, so that they can explore different career options, learn professional skills, obtain technical training, and um, work experience. that's practical, and also navigate their careers. So at the same time that we gap that digital breach or divide and provide economic equity. Uh, in Nest, we open the doors to build a career that can transform their lives. And we have our professional trajectory. We recognize that the people get to different stages of auto consciousness, and so we encourage the young ones to have the confidence with what they're learning, with what they're exploring, and prepare themselves for a career, and then be able to launch their career in these centers of Digital Nest. And we also recognize that they are in different stages of life, so we want to help them where they're at. So now we're gonna do an activity. We're doing this presentation is gonna be a little interactive, but we want to do a little exercise. We do a little exercise with the young ones to identify what are their interests, and so then we can align them with a career. And so, with so many professional opportunities, we made a model of different occupational jobs. It's a model of topics from John Holland that organizes areas of interest to help you find uh, job settings that are compatible with you. And so we help them identify if they're realists, if they like investigating, if they're artistic, social, creative, just different areas. And if you would like to put in the chat, I'm going to explain what is each one because they're in English. So I'm going to read them in Spanish, but we will be starting with the uh, people who are realistic, those that like to do things with their hands, with tools. For example, with the computers, that's with computers, right? Investigate is the people that like investigating problems, or solve artistic problems. They're more creative. They like the creativity of their hands, something graphic. Social are the ones that help other people. They help them, run the word in some way or another to support the community. The ones that are enterprising, that for example, they like to create and also pass on the word about a project and sell, and they're business starters, or they would like to be starters. Conventional, the ones that are organized, they like everything very organized and to fix everything and know where they're at. So we'll see and see what if you guys would like to define the interests, so your interests based on what I just described right now. Let's have a few minutes. Yes, we have social, enterprising, or kids like drawing, social, art. Yes, there's a lot of people that are artistic, social. Yes, perfect. Enterprising doers, people that like doing things with tools in their hands. Realists. Yes, perfect. In this presentation, we are going to be talking about realists, investigative, conventional, and artistic. So, realists are practical people with uh, manual skills that enjoy physical activities and working with tools, equipments, etc. When there's youth that identify that they're realists, um, we tell them that they would possibly like starting a technology career like at in IT, you know, inf information technology, fixing computers, those that work in repairing, whether it be computers or cell phones or iPads. And that's when they can develop a career in something that they have interest in. Investigative, we have they're analytic individuals and curious. They're interested in exploring and solving complex problems through the investigation and analysis. So the ones that are investigative are the ones that like programming, coding. They like creating and identifying and investigating what code is what converts into something like if it was like a website. And so that's something behind a lot of things that we don't see, that there's people that create coding or codes to then create an image, for example, a website or a website, right, for companies. And so conventional, for those that are detailed and organized, they also prefer work, structured work and orderly work, like data analysis, the maintenance of registries and the follow-ups that are put in place. So possibly they would like to be more detailed and in an organization. And so we describe this as if they were like a manager, a program manager, programming, or someone that's a project manager. Yes. And so many of these projects are related in talking to different teams and being able to work on a goal, a common goal in all the departments and all the teams. And artistic, that those are the ones that have a natural creative and imaginative um, skill, and they enjoy the auto expression through art, design, music, writing, and other creative measures. This is where they like creating graphic designs, designs that the investigative people create the codes behind a website, but the artistic ones create the images. They create and help them see the videos. What is it that they will be bringing to the client or the community, the people to a website. They are the ones that have that image to be able to create more traffic in, on those websites. And at the same time, to see that some of them were socials. We relate the people who are social to people that like being on social media and making videos, making reels, making different things for companies. And so those are also opportunities that the companies pay for, like in the marketing department. to pass along the voice to other people in other communities, like on social media. There's people that help companies and what it is that they want to sell so that it can get to the client. And like I had mentioned, we also help with exploring careers for teens 14 to 24 years old. We know that the 14-year-olds are very young, but they still have in mind or they start thinking about how to make money. And we want to change their way of thinking and thinking that it's not just about the money, about getting the money, but also having in mind having a career and what are the steps to having the career that are aligned with their interests. And so here at Digital Nest, we're committed to helping them through the difficulties, finding out what are their interests, and then exposing them to um, the world that we don't always have an immediate access to. And so they learn something about themselves, they try a little bit more, and so that's what this phase is about. One has to get out of their comfort zone and those areas that maybe it's the influences that they've seen, right? Here we at the centers we take it out of their influences, our friends, maybe that they're not on the right path or correct. We help them with that as well. And also creating communities that are supporting and empowering them. And we have these programs in career exploration. We have weekly activities of career exploration. We have guest speakers who are experts in technology careers and they're local. We also have field trips about in the technology industry, and we also develop professional skills. And who are they? From 14 to 24-year-olds. But we are adapting this career exploration from 14 to 17 years old. We have them on Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m. and we are open all year round. And we have the program um, in the winter, I'm sorry, fall, spring, and summer. And like I said, we do tours and field trips, to different technology industries. We've taken the youth to Netflix. We've gone to Google, and then also to other companies so that they can have those experiences and the access and the knowledge of people like them and how it looks like how they look just like them and they work in these types of companies. We have a second program, which is a program of roads, which is where we teach digital art and technology, how to create websites, computation skills, and then persons, projects, and leadership. We have production of videos. This isn't available in all the hubs yet, but the ones that have been established, such as Watsonville, Salinas, and Gilroy, they are doing video production. Probably, we're hoping that in the Central Valley we can also offer it. But we do teach this web design and graphic design. We also have information of technology and web development. We also manage projects and do digital um, publicity. And so in this program, we have technology training, portfolio development, help to for the professional development and coaching, professional coaching one-on-one. This is for people from 17 to 24 years old. They have to commit to more days. It's 3 days a week from 4 to 6 p.m. during also the seasons of fall, spring, and summer. And professional practice of business. Business is uh, something we have with Digital Nest. This is where we give them the opportunity to start their career with us through practical professional practice and internship for a year. It's paid and they can work with our agency. And so they can also start working with real clients in the communities that they're living in. And these are paid internships with 15 to 20 hours a week. They gain an hour of experience, professional experience and orientation with a professional mentor. And they also develop themselves professionally with us. We offer it to 18 to 24-year-olds in September to August. And we will let them apply for it starting in May. And I will be sharing that later on, no worries.
With business, we provide you whatever you need, and it's an understanding to be able to acquire a job that requires much more than just talent. So that is why we make sure to give you all the tools that you need to be able to achieve that in in a place where they can develop themselves professionally and also aligned with their own interests. That is how we help to be able to convert them into a professional young one. Opportunities to be able to develop different skills, opportunities to establish context, which is something that is super important because we all know that it's who you know that helps you to open those doors. And then also give them resources for success. Technical abilities, as I have explained, which is what we offer, professional abilities, and also career navigation. We have a team that is complete and that helps to guide our young ones. And this is something that is much bigger than ourselves. I have the privilege of being able to connect with all of these young ones, have a team that meets with them, and it's just such a privilege to be able to create a team in which we can help those young ones to navigate everything that they have learned. And it's a space in which hopefully or I wish I would have had when I was young. And that is why I'm here with Digital Nest. And I have established my career with them. And when we invest in ourselves, we invest in our communities. Thank you so much. And we are all here to be able to help you within the communities in which which I had shared, which is Watsonville, Salinas, Gilroy, and Stockton. And if you would like to go ahead and scan that QR code to register, or if you have young ones that are within those 14 to 20 years old, so that way you can receive more information and also receive an interest form. And that way, so you can also learn a little bit more about our programs. I'm going to go ahead and put in the chat our website that I'm also going to mention, which is www.digitalness.org. And once again, thank you so much. And it's just such a privilege to be here with all of you today. Thank you so much, Monica. It's such a pleasure to have had you here. I am super excited to know that was going to be 14 years old and is going to participate in this program. Parents, I invite you to please take advantage of these of these programs if they're within your community. Monica also didn't just mention how beautiful the space is. I had the opportunity to be able to be there, and that space for our young ones is so beautiful. Parents, my name is Gabriela Rios. I am the executive director of Central Valley, And I'm so excited to have so much parents here today taking the opportunity to learn a little bit more about technology. But I know that a lot of you are here because you would like to hear the announcement that I'm about to make. We have the opportunity, and I'm super excited to be able to share that we have 10 laptops that we're going to raffle off this afternoon. So we want to go ahead and help and make sure that more families have access to technology that they need. So we're going to go ahead and raffle these laptops. How's it going to work? Well, we're going to go ahead and share on the screen this QR code. And we're also going to put in the chat a link that you can go ahead and access to be able to register for that raffle. So, because these devices are limited, we ask that please only the parents that are present on this call today and that really need a laptop participate in this raffle. We want to make sure that these resources get to those families that really need them. We're going to go ahead and go over the instructions after the event, and we're going to select those 10 fortunate people. We're going to be in contact with all of you through your email that was asked at the beginning to register. So please, parents, family, take the time to put your email, the correct email. That way, that's how we're going to go ahead and communicate with all of you at the end of the day. Today, if you are a winner, you will have that answer through your email. So, I'm going to go ahead and give more information. If you need help, the Pika team is here to help all of you. Please, if you need help, put it in the chat, say help, whatever it is, and we'll go ahead and help you out. If you are on your phone, go ahead and touch the chat icon, which will be at the bottom of your screen, and go ahead and click it. In the chat, we will also have a link that you can click on, and it will send you straight to that link where you can go ahead and input your data. If you would like to scan that QR code, just go ahead and grab your phone, go to your camera, and then go ahead and press on it, and it'll send you to a link that will send you to a form where you have to register. I'm going to give you 3 links to go ahead and go through this process. It could be easy, however, technology does make it a little bit difficult. So please go ahead and do that in case we need to have or make sure that your data or your contact information is correct. For all of you who are on your phone or you're asking for the QR code, it would be go period pique period org slash laptop. If you have any type of question, I do see that there's a couple that are ready. There's some people that have already said that they've gotten in. Great information. Amazing. I'm going to give another minute since I see that a couple of people are already saying, Gabby, we're ready. Just a great positive attitude that they're going to receive this laptop very soon. Once again, we're going to go ahead and choose those winners today, and we'll send you an email, and then I'm going to send it, or we're going to go ahead and send it on through mail or personally take it to you. I don't know how, but you're going to have it at home. Please bring me mine, Debbie. Of course, of course. Who said me? Who said me? I don't know who said it, but I'm here. Julia, yes, of course, yes. While we go ahead and wait for everyone to go ahead and submit themselves for the raffle, I want to go ahead and take a moment to say thank you to all the parents for being here. As Ross, Derek mentioned, those different comments that we had at the beginning, your participation, it really just does show the commitment that you have for your kids. Remember that Rose said that learning about the digital world is just a continuous trip. It would not be possible without the support of our amazing donors and our different collaborators, which have been or have made this event. I learned so much from these different organizations, and I'm just super excited knowing that there is so much access and it's all there. And so thank you so much to Comcast, thank you to T-Mobile, and of course to California Statewide Family Engagement Center, California FFC. I also want to say thank you to Digital Nest. Monica, thank you so much. Everyone is here. And we hope that very soon, our families that we also have in Fresno, thank you so much. And of course, California FCC. And hopefully, everyone has already submitted themselves into our raffle. And once again, just want to say thank you so much for being here. Good luck to all of you. Thank you so much for everyone who participated. My heart is so happy. My heart is so full because I know that so many people, hundreds of people, benefited from this. And so, thank you so much. We'll see you all very, very soon. We're very thankful. And remember that success is within ourselves, investing time for the future of our kids. Thank you so much. We'll see you all soon. And please have a amazing Saturday. Go out and eat something great and just enjoy the weather. Thank you so much and take care, everyone. We'll see you later.